Good evening, Grandpa. Can you please state your name, age, and date of birth?
My name is Edward Talavera Flores. I'm 76 years old. I was born on February the 15th, 1939.
All right, Grandpa. Do you mind if I ask you some questions for this interview on the Japanese occupation?
No, I don't. Feel free. Go ahead, Rafi.
All right, Grandpa. From what you remember, what can you tell us about the Japanese occupation prior, during, and after?
Now, I remember, the next thing I remember as far as my time during the Japanese occupation is that we were going to the boonies with a lot of people in line. I guess I heard later on that we're marching. There was a march that was supposed to take us all the way up to Menengun.
This was the march to Menengun.
This is the march to Menengun, I think, but I didn't know anything about march to Menengun. All I remember was we have our family members. My mother would be carrying my youngest brother, born 1942.
Around that time of the march, do you recall how old you were?
No, I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure I'm already 3 years. 3 years, some, maybe almost four. 1942, yeah, about 3 years. Because I remember my mother carrying the baby, and that was my brother, my youngest brother, who was born in 1942. And the march probably took place in 1942. I'm not sure on that one. But I remember that particular march because we were in the boonies, and somewhere in the boonies, I saw a dead Japanese soldier alongside the trail. It's not like a wide road or a clean trail or something. It's like people that just start walking, trying to find their ways to Menengun. So when I saw the Japanese soldiers, I did not forget this because the Japanese soldier was lying dead with his uniform on, and his shirt button was opened up. It looks like it broke. The button broke because his stomach was so big it bloated. And the color of the Japanese guy is yellow. I remember it's yellow, but it wasn't like he's dead for so many days because I didn't smell anything. But I saw the Japanese guy, the soldiers that died right alongside the road. Yeah.
When you saw that soldier, do you remember feeling anything, any intense feeling or mixed emotions? How did you feel when you saw the dead body of the soldier?
Nothing. I don't feel anything. It's just like seeing something that happened and not thinking why it happened.
You're just really young then.
I'm just very young. I'm not inquisitive about why the soldier is there, who killed him or anything. Nothing. All I saw was that, and we just passed it, and we went all the way. And then I don't remember much of the march, but I remember we were in a camp on top of a hill. I don't know where the hill is, but I'm sure it's not Menengun. I'm sure it's not Menengun because that particular night I really needed the bathroom. I need to pee. And I asked my mom, in Chamorro, I need to pee in Chamorro. Then my mom took me out. It was nighttime. And when she took me out and I looked out in the sea, I saw so many lights, so many ships, so many lights, and the flares are just flying all over the place. And he says, wow, look at that. I didn't think what was it, whose flares are those, whose ships are those? I didn't ask myself that question. But the important thing is I need to pee. So I went, my mother took me down to the lower part of the hill on one side, and I peed there. And I think probably I poo-pooed, I'm not sure. But after that, we went back to our tent, and that was the last that I remember about either the campsite or the march or Jigo. Then the next thing I remember is that we were living in Aganya Heights. I assume that we moved from that place where they camped us, and they moved us to Aganya Heights, where we lived there during the Japanese occupation. And we have a small house, and my parents and our brothers and sisters, we all live in Aganya Heights. And I remember the soldiers, American soldiery, so I'm pretty sure that the soldiery invaded Guam when I saw them on top of the hill, all the ships and all that. I'm sure that time the Americans already have landed. So it must have been after 1944. So in Aganya Heights, we must have been staying there right after 1944. because I remember seeing a lot of American soldiers just passing by a house, going down to the Fonte. It's a jungle area down in Fonte River, going up to Naval Camp Marianas, right on the hill there, Nimitz Hill, and they're patrolling the area because we know that there are a lot of Japanese caves in the Fonte River, and sure it was they're there to search for Japanese soldiers. And I won't forget the American soldiers. They were so friendly because they were walking by and they would give us chewing gum. Oh my God, I never tried chewing gum. I really liked it. So every time after that first chewing gum that was given to me and I tried it, every time they see a soldier, I go out and say, chewing gum, chewing gum. I put out my hand, chewing gum, chewing gum. And they'll give me chewing gum.
All right, thank you for your time, Grandpa. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you would like to add?
Yes, I like to add that during the time that we're staying in Aganyais, I remember there's a Japanese stockade. It's not too far from our place, but it's located across the street from now known as Naval Hospital, right across the Marine Drive there, on the left side, facing the Naval Hospital nowadays. There's a stockade, a Japanese stockade. And I remember the Japanese soldiers that are behind the wires, because they're prisoners. They're only wearing clothing, white clothing that covers their private parts. And there's a lot of them. But I don't remember talking to them or them making noise or anything like that. That's what I remember during the Japanese occupation.
All right, thank you, Grandpa.
You're welcome.